ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is August 30th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We're here on this hot August evening. We'll take your text in a few moments. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Today's our final day of our ticket giveaway for the Albany game. I've got not one, but two pair to give. I'm going to have two winners today on the program, and today I'm going to ask you here in a few minutes what your thoughts are on a particular subject, a topic, a question. I'll tell you what that is in just a moment, but you can also text in anytime at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So we're a few days away from Marshall taking on Albany. That's a game we're going to have right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We'll go on the air at 3 o'clock with our pregame festivities. We're going to be a little bit closer to the action this year. We're going to be over by Gate A. I've even seen the cornhole boards. They've gotten cornhole boards made for people. And I've got a feeling it's just going to be our staff playing cornhole because they've been playing with the boards all week long here in the office. Should be fun. You can come challenge some of the members of Kindred Communications at cornhole. Should be a fun time. Looking forward to it. Albany, the opponent for the Herd. That's coming up on Saturday. A game right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Coming up on the program a little bit later on, we're going to be speaking with Rodger Wyland. He is the play-by-play voice of the UAlbany Great Danes. He'll join us here in the next few minutes. Also, we'll hear from Eden Douglas from the Charleston Dirty Birds. We'll get an update on what's happening with baseball in the capital city. And we'll hear from Coach Huff in just a moment, as his media availability was yesterday. Had a lot of good things to say. We didn't get a chance to get to all of them, so we've got a couple of cuts here, and we'll do that here in just a minute. But we also want to point out that we've got a lot of things happening here over the next few days. It's going to be a busy weekend. We got high school football starting back up again. We'll have the true opening week of college football. No more 0 week. Week 1. Some big matchups to go over this weekend as well. So we've got a lot to get into. I'll tell you what. Let's hear Coach Huff first. Let's do that first because I want to tie that into our question of the day. And, of course, the question of the day will give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Albany on Saturday. We'll take our first break now because I want to get our guest in first. He's got to go before we hit the bottom of the hour because he's on TV as well. He is the play-by-play voice of the Albany Great Danes, Rodger Wyland. He'll be with us here in the next few minutes. We will talk to him, and then we will hear from Eden Douglas, and we'll hear from Coach Huff. But I'll go ahead and give you the text question of the day now. How many rushing touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have on Saturday? Not the season. I should have done the season. You can give me season as well. I'll double up on this. But specifically, how many touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have on Saturday? And everyone that texts in will be entered to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Albany coming up this Saturday. And don't forget, I'm going to have tickets for you all season long, not just this game, but every single game on this schedule at home. So we'll be doing this every single week that there's a game to be attended. So looking forward to doing that with you. But today is the question, how many rushing touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have in this Albany game? Text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We get more coming up on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3000 388-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Are you tired of being just a number at a big bank? At Metro Community Federal Credit Union, we're all about people, not profits. We are owned and operated by our members, which means we can offer competitive rates on loans and lower fees. Plus, we reinvest back into our communities, helping to make a difference where it matters most. Make the switch to a member-focused financial partner today and experience the credit union difference. MetroCommunityFCU.com, Equal Housing Lender, member NCUA.
Here's another Kindred Community Chatter. The Huntington Symphony Orchestra is calling all singers to join the Huntington Symphony Orchestra Choir. It'll be performing a variety of holiday music in December and Mozart's Requiem in January. For information, other details, go to huntingtonsymphony.org.
Kindred Community Chatter brought to you by Classic Jewelry and Loan. Route 60 in Barbersville, your gold and silver headquarters, voted the best in the tri-state. Classic Jewelry and Loan.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In Huntington, Jeff Smith, 304-781-1234. In Milton, Eric Dodson, 304-390-4515. And in Wayne, Vicki Tabor, 304-272-5149.
Dear John, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but you've left me no choice. I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is really serious, and lately you seem to really not care. I've been there for you since day one, and I know you think I'm gonna keep ticking, but no, my friend, I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to the good times, when we were more active and ate more healthy foods, and you checked on me every once in a while? Is that too much to ask? I don't want to leave. But unless you stop ignoring me, what else am I supposed to do? Remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Doing the minimum to control your high blood pressure isn't doing enough. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Coming up, your chance to win tickets to go see the Herd take on Albany Saturday. The text line is open now for that, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Now that he's back full strength, how many touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have on Saturday? Might be more than one, might be more than two, who knows? Defense was pretty stingy for Albany against Fordham. And to tell us a little bit more about what we can expect from the visitors this week, the play-by-play voice of the Albany Great Danes is Rodger Wyland. Rodger, thanks for joining me on the program today. This is going to be a fun game. Coach Huff has already talked this team up, how much better they are than last year. I don't know if one game is a complete turnaround, but they look really strong against Fordham on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that it is either. We'll see what happens against Marshall. It'll be quite the step up. But, yeah, it was that game for Albany is almost a must-win against Fordham because the way this season is and all the close games they lost last year, it was like you got to get the first one against Fordham at home, and they did. Played well. Offensive and defensively. Probably defensively is the bigger story because Albany was not a good defensive team last year. So they landed a couple of good players from the portal, a transfer from Temple, and a couple of really good players in the secondary in particular. This Amir Hall kid's pretty good, and Deshaun Winston is a grad student. So the defense for Albany is a much improved from a year ago.
Coach Huff talked about that defensive unit, says they like to compress the pocket, that they are an upfield attacking team, and was really impressed with their edge play. He said pretty much if this was the team they faced this week without seeing film from this game, it would have been a big surprise for them. So Coach Huff is actually happy that there's already game film out on this team because he was very impressed with what he saw.
Well, our coach, Greg Gattuso, he said he can't even get it too deep on Marshall right now. So he's not sure what the heck's going on. But, Anton Junkic and Joseph Greeny and Elijah Hills and A.J. Simon and Junkic both had huge games against Fordham with 3 sacks apiece. So they are very good at getting after the quarterback. Dylan Kelly's good at the linebacker spot. And Billy Hackett, who was injured a lot last year, the senior cornerback, is back this season. So, yeah, they have definitely improved. And then offensively, that's been their strength. I mean, they had no problem scoring points last year. And then the quarterback, Reese Poffenbarger, who is a sophomore, CA reigning rookie of the year, opened the season with 4 touchdown passes. And, he only threw 4 picks all of last year. So he even played well in the opening game last year at Baylor. Had never seen him play before, but he was composed as ever in a really big spot. Albany ended up getting blown out, but he threw a touchdown pass and was poised. So I don't think he'll have any issues, handling the pressure or the crowd or anything like that. He's pretty poised for a sophomore.
Yeah, as a side note, don't worry, we can't get it too deep either. Coach even addressed that a little bit. He's playing the game. He's playing the game, and he's saying that look, they already played. I don't have to. And then he said, look, I don't even know who's going to be out there because he's got 40 new guys on the roster. So he's kind of playing it off as I don't even know what I'm going to do on Saturday, or at least what this team's going to look like.
Well, yeah. So Greg has played that up a little bit too with the local media here in Albany. Just an FYI. The other strength for Albany is the quarterback, but they've got a lot of receivers to throw the ball to. And you guys are familiar with Caden Purdy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's a sophomore. He's in the mix, but they've got Roy Alexander's a junior and Julian Hicks is a grad student. They're both very good at the wideout. Now Poffenbarger has a bunch of receivers he can throw the ball to. He put it up 40 times last week.
Joining me on the program to tell us a little bit more about what we can expect on Saturday is Rodger Wyland. He is the voice of the UAlbany Great Danes, and I've already been told by a lot of fans that they're excited. I know a few people that actually went to Marshall that are UAlbany, work at UAlbany now, a couple. So they're excited to be coming back. So we already have a couple of connections between the two schools.
Well, yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're charter out Friday morning, I think 9:30. So we'll be in Huntington, West Virginia, like 11:15, and team has a walk through or 45-minute practice or whatever at the stadium early afternoon, and then hang out until kickoff on Saturday at 6, and hope we get a good game here. But there's no question though. This is obviously Sun Belt Conference, and beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame last year, and I don't know how many of you guys I haven't done a ton of homework yet on your team. I will between now and kickoff. But, it's an FBS school. It's a money game for UAlbany, and not supposed to win, but maybe the Great Danes can keep it competitive.
Hopefully it's going to be the way that Coach Huff described, not for the fans' sake, but for his sake, because he was highly complimentary of this team, said it's going to be competitive. This isn't going to be a team that just shows up and rolls over, that he expects a competitive contest. What do you attribute that turnaround to? The last few seasons hasn't been really what UAlbany fans have expected, and off to a great start, as we mentioned, against Fordham. What do you think that change is? Does it start at the quarterback position, or has the transfer portal started to help?
I think the quarterback situation got cleared up for sure. That was a big one. And Poffenbarger came in last year and had to earn a starting position, and he more than earned it. And then he has really just settled in, had a great season last year, and is off to a really good start. So yes, quarterback play, as we all know, is important, and UAlbany has a really good one there. And the defense was not good last year. I mean, it was the problem. They have a new defensive coordinator in Billy Neslett. He was on the staff, but they moved some coaches around and moved him in to the D coordinator, changed some things around. Greg's a defensive guy. He played defensive line at Penn State, won a national championship under Joe Paterno. So he's a defensive guy, and he did not like what he was seeing last year. So tweaked a little things with the coaching. He got a little bit more involved, And then late in the year, they started to get a little bit better defensively. And then the portal treated them well defensively. And here we are with kind of a, the defense looks like they are significantly improved.
Is this a team that's going to maybe meet or beat expectations? I know they weren't picked very high in the preseason poll, but do you think that's maybe an undervaluation of this team?
I do, because I think you're picked based on your record last year, and they were 3-8 last year. So, but lost. If you look, there's a lot of close losses in the conference, like a touchdown or less. Even against Fordham last year, Albany lost at Fordham 48-45 in a shootout. Fordham was really good with a great quarterback last year. Albany's picked near the bottom of the CAA conference. I think they are better than that, and I think and they don't play a conference game until September 30th. Because we go to Hawaii after you. Little Hawaii trip, boys. And then there's a bye. And then there's Morgan State on the road. And then September 30th, Villanova comes to Casey State and begin the CAA conference. And this team has a little bit of a feel to the 2019 team, which made the playoffs. And I feel like this group has that opportunity.
Looking at the schedule, you mentioned that. I think the schedule is going to be the greatest foe for this team at Hawaii. That's not an easy trip. And then you get, 4 games at home? That's a tough schedule.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting, right? You play Fordham and then 3 in a row on the road, starting with you guys on Saturday night. Hawaii's just going to be a long trip. We leave. So we come back late Saturday night after the game, and then Monday is Labor Day, and then it's a road trip to Hawaii, the 10.5-hour flight, and then play there on Saturday night, and then come back. But then there is a week off, so it'll be a little regrouping, and then a game against Morgan State. So if they could be 2-2, figuring maybe they're going to be tough here with Marshall, tough against Hawaii, beat Fordham, beat Morgan State, have a 2-2 overall record, and then let it rip in conference play on September 30th against Nova at home.
My guest, Rodger Wyland, he is the voice of the Albany Great Danes. I got to let him go because you've got to do TV in, 2 minutes?
Yeah. I'm literally, they're calling for me to go out for my teas before my sportscast. So, yes, I'm double dipping here, radio show, talk show in the morning, and TV at night, and then Albany play-by-play. So
excellent.
Busy.
Excellent. Safe travels. We'll see you on Saturday, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, look forward to it, guys. Thanks for having me on your show.
That's Rodger Wyland. He is the play-by-play voice of the Albany Great Danes. When we continue, we're going to hear from Eden Douglas. It's been a couple of weeks since we've talked to Eden. We're going to get caught up on everything that's happening with the Charleston Dirty Birds. We'll hear from Coach Huff later on in the show. And the text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Your chance to win tickets to go see the Herd. Take on Albany this Saturday. Question of the day, how many rushing touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have on Saturday? 1, 2, 3? Do you think he gets shut out? That is a valid answer. Anything you think, we will accept. When we continue, we'll hear from Eden Douglas on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Huntington, Ray Crabtree, 304-736-8181. In Lavallette, Jason Elkins, 304-529-7555. And in Charleston, Lisa Godwin, 304-984-0000.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118. It's
Glockner's Back to School Prep at every Glockner location. Get into a newer, safer vehicle so you and your kids can make it to school safely. Plus, with every new vehicle purchase, Glockner will be donating a new backpack to local schools. Speaking of new vehicle purchases, we have the fastest sales process in the business and offer full transparency. And we always put people and your family over profit with no hidden fees.
We make it easy at Glockner.com.
One more week. It's Kinder Communications, yes Chevy, yes Ford. 9th Street Live presented by Kinky Beverages, La Marca Prosecco, Stone Buenaveza, and Jackie O's Brewing. It's downtown Huntington's award-winning premier weekly music event. This Friday is Huntington's Music and Arts Festival night with Corduroy Brown on the Marsha OBGYN stage with special guest Tyler Who. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Gomart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy food and drinks from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station. The award-winning 9th Street Live every Friday night through Labor Day. 9th Street in Huntington between 3rd and 4th Avenues. Thanks for a great summer, and we'll see you next May after this Friday for Huntington Music and Arts Festival Night with Corduroy Brown and Tyler Who. Sponsored by Marshall University, Whiz-Bang Booking and Management, Delta Hotels, Wendy's, Mountain West Community and Technical College, Impact Media, the City of Huntington, Kindred Digital, and Kindred Communications.
You've been on the go all summer, but now things are winding down and your summer adventures are coming to an end. We say don't let them, with a $60 rebate on the Uniroyal Laredo family of tires and a $40 tire rebate on all other tire lines. Now is the time to snag a new set before September 28th and start planning your next adventure. Uniroyal all-season adventure starts here. Get details at uniroyaltires.com/promotions. Offer expires 9/28/2023. Void where prohibited. Copyright 2023. M&A Incorporated. All rights reserved. Call TikTok Tire today to take advantage of the savings. TikTok Tire, 2102 3rd Avenue, Huntington.
Serving my country required sacrifice. Sacrifice that changed my life forever. I remember the day I came home. Because of my injuries, this house wasn't right for me anymore. I remember the narrow doorways, the small bathrooms, the shelves out of reach when in my wheelchair. Every day was full of obstacles. I felt trapped. I remember a better day. The day my family received a specially adapted custom home from Homes for Our Troops. That day changed everything. Now we have a safe and accessible home to enjoy the freedom I fought for. This place, our home, is exactly what we needed to rebuild our lives.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Hi, Mom. Is Claire's birthday party today? Me again, Mom. Where did I put my history book? Hi. Sorry, forgot one last thing. Sometimes it's hard to concentrate. At school, I start looking out the window, and then I forget what I was supposed to be thinking about. I know it seems like I don't care, but I do. It's just difficult for me. Love you, Mom. Bye.
Join parents and experts at Understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive. Brought to you by Understood.org and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kathleen Eubanks-Ming with the American Academy of Family Physicians. Bullies use power, strength, or popularity to hurt others emotionally or physically. And while you can't be with your child all the time, there are ways you can help. If your child encounters a bully, tell them to get to a safe place and tell an adult. You can also show them how to block online bullies. Teach them they can be more than a bystander and that they can help their peers. For more on bullying, visit FamilyDoctor.org or talk with your family physician.
Oh, hi. Do you know what this is the sound of? It's the sound of me getting rewarded for doing my part to prevent wildfires. See, right now I'm getting a big, remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. And now we're shaking. Okay. First, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. Hey, Smokey, let me down for just a second. I need to make sure everyone can hear this. There we go. Then, when we were packing up to leave, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, and then made sure to feel it if it was cold. Oh, Smokey Bear really loves it when you do that, don't you, Smokey? Oh, he lets his hugs do the talking. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires. I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in West Virginia.
This message presented by the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Our text line is open. It's 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Giving you an opportunity to win tickets to go see the Herd take on Albany. It's coming up Saturday. Our airtime is 3 o'clock right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. All you have to do is answer our text of the day. How many rushing touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have on Saturday? I know Eden Douglas from the Charleston Dirty Birds, she has an answer for that. She's with us now on the program. How many touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will score Saturday against Albany, Eden?
Sure. I have no idea.
None? 1, 2, come on. You know.
No, my mind is strictly baseball right now, and we're almost done. And then I'll transition to focus on some football.
Okay. You know, maybe we can do this once a month, after you recover from baseball season. We'll get you back on. You can predict games. How's that?
That sounds fun.
Okay.
I'd be fine with that.
All right, we'll do a pick'em. We used to do a pick'em on Thursday. I think we're bringing it back, and you're going to be part of it.
Fine with me. I'm down for it.
I love it. Eden Douglas is with us. I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. So winding down, I can hear it in your voice that the finish line is almost there.
Almost there. We've been out of town for a week, and we're back on Friday through Thursday. And then after that, we hit the road for another week, and we're back in town Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then that September 17th will be our last game.
So what can we look forward to as we wind things down? Do you ramp things up as you wind the season down, sort of a final last hurrah of the season?
Yeah, for sure. We've got we have fireworks every Saturday, so we'll have fireworks this Saturday, but a giveaway on Friday for that, and it's a coal hat, so it's actually really cool on Friday and then Saturday, and then we actually canceled Monday's Labor Day game and moved it to Sunday. So we have a doubleheader on Sunday, and that'll kind of be our Labor Day celebration on that Sunday with 2 games, which will be fun. And then we've got the rest of the week. Our last dollar beer night will be on that Thursday, our last Copa night on that Thursday. And then we're also celebrating Wheeler Bob. So Wheeler Bob, everyone knows who Wheeler Bob is because he's been wheeling and dealing for forever. And this is his 50th year in baseball since Lot Powell Park. So we are going to celebrate Wheeler Bob on Wednesday night, which will be really cool.
Okay, for that one person that does not know about Wheeler Bob, what is the legend of Wheeler Bob?
He is hard to explain, but he takes merchandise and sells it for just $5.
Not 6, not 4, just 5.
Not 6 or 4, just 5. That's his famous words are just $5. So we're gonna do it on Wednesday, and we're gonna label it Wheeler Bob Wednesday, and we are going to sell general admission tickets for just $5 on that Wednesday in memory or in honor of Wheeler Bob, and we'll do a pregame presentation with the mayor for him to celebrate his 50 years.
You know, inflation has hit a lot of us here. How come everything is still just $5? How is Wheeler Bob managing to beat inflation?
I have no idea, and I guarantee he would love to have a conversation about that.
Okay, I'll open that box. I'll open Pandora's box on that. Anytime you want to get him on the show, we'll do it. Eden Douglas is with me from Dirty Birds. The Dirty Birds are getting close to that point where they're winding down, wrapping up, hopefully, in your mind, another successful season. How would you evaluate how it's gone so far? Baseball aside, how do you feel about how the community and how the fans have enjoyed baseball in 2023?
Yeah, it's been really great. We've hosted a lot of groups this year. There's been everyone who's came to the ballpark. We've always seen them happy and satisfied with everything we've been doing. We kept a lot of our promotions the same as last year. So where this is only our second year being the Dirty Birds, we kind of just wanted to still kind of focus on brand awareness. So we really definitely did that. And we have the in-person mascot now. Dusty's in person, so that was really big. And our main focus for the rest of the season is just, getting people out to celebrate a successful, fun year with us in Charleston, because baseball is still in Charleston, which is another success. So it's been really good. We've had such a good year, so many fans, a lot of season ticket holders, and things are just really well this year.
As we get close to the end, but there's still baseball to be played, and we start up with college football happening with West Virginia, with Marshall. Do you find that you've got to be a little bit more unique to try to draw people's attention to the ballpark? What are you doing maybe to complement the fact that we're all interested in what's happening on game day with Marshall and the Mountaineers?
Yeah, so we've thought about that, but where we have those fireworks shows on those Saturdays where it's college football, in previous years we haven't seen really a difference in that. But the only concern of ours, and it's not even really a concern anymore, is that September 16th game for the W versus Pitt. I'm sure that's going to be a challenge for everyone, but we're going to look at putting the game on the video board every now and then in between innings and giving updates. So that way, fans are obviously, if they come to the game to see the fireworks, they're going to be watching it from their phones more than likely. So we're going to try our best to incorporate it some, and we've got a huge bobblehead giveaway on the Friday before. And then that Saturday is our last fireworks show. So it should still be a successful last weekend.
Wasn't it nice, the Marshall Thundering Herd taking off that week to make way for the Dirty Birds? Wasn't that nice of the Herd?
I know, it was nice. I really appreciate them for that.
Yeah, they did that especially for you because they probably want to come see the fireworks as well.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all. We got the best fireworks show in town, I'm not going to lie. It is. We've talked about it before, but it is actually really, really amazing every time.
Does it get bigger as we get closer to the end?
It does, sort of, but then this last Saturday is going to be our biggest one, kind of like the 4th of July show.
How difficult is that to put that kind of show on consistently? It's one thing to put on a big show, here it is, but you do it consistently, and you try to make it so every time someone comes, it's exciting. So what's the challenge from your department and from the organization to keep that excitement with the fireworks?
We kind of just incorporate it with if we have a theme for the night, then we'll play that style of music. But the Casabella, the company that we work with for them, is just amazing in bringing different fireworks every night. I mean, every time we have them, I feel like I see something new. And they are just absolutely incredible to work with. So it's really cool, and we always hype it up during the game and promote it in advance so we can get fans out. So it's just amazing every time, and it's always different. And we can't say enough, not just me, but everyone can't say enough about Casabella and how great they are to work with.
So you try to tie it in with the theme. So the next time you do the Mothman theme, we can get the Mothman fireworks.
Oh, maybe. All the fireworks would be in red, I guess. Red and gold, kind of.
I'm okay with that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Eden Douglas is with us from the Charleston Dirty Birds. So as fans are starting to wind down the baseball season, maybe they want to come out one final time, what do they need to know? Anything special that they maybe can take advantage of to maybe be out the ballpark one final time?
Yeah, so we don't have that many, things coming up, just like normal stuff, our nightly promotions. We've got $2 Tuesday, which is something we've done the last 2 games of the year, or the last 2 Tuesday games, and it's $2 popcorn, $2 general admission ticket, $2 16-ounce soda, and $2 hot dogs. So we definitely saw people love that. So that's fun for a Tuesday night to get the family out. And then Wednesday will be the Wheeler Bob Wednesdays. So this upcoming week will be our last weekday games. And I know kids are back in school and it's hard to get them out to the game. But they really are fun and people seem to really enjoy them. And, our last dollar beer night will be on Thursday. So if you want to drink dollar beers and spend the night with the Dirty Birds, that'll be on Thursday. And then that Friday, we're really excited. We kind of gave a little teaser today on the 15th. Our bobblehead giveaway is a pretty big, well-known player that played for the Dirty Birds in the past. So we'll make that announcement next week, and that'll be fun. And then the last fireworks show on that Saturday, the 16th. Yep.
Can you give us a hint on the Dirty Bird bobblehead giveaway? What can we expect? Or is there something you can drop a tease? Not give it away, just a tease.
I will say he played for the West Virginia Power in 2019. I will say that.
Okay, that's a pretty big give. That's a pretty big
give.
It is.
It is. We had some comments today on the Facebook post. We wanted fans to give in their suggestions, and we haven't seen a correct one yet. So we'll see what people think.
Okay. Eden Douglas is with us from the Charleston Dirty Birds, and of course the Dirty Birds, your professional baseball team in the Tri-State, back in action. I guess we'll talk to you next week. I'm trying to figure out, because we're trying to cross the schedules now here. Is next week's our last one, right? You remember?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's either next week or the week after, but I believe it's next week.
Okay, so we'll go all out next week. So just bring it all next week. Every crazy thing.
We will. We'll be hyping some stuff up and maybe find some fun things that happened in the season to talk about.
Okay, that sounds like it's fun. And next week, I mean, come on, not a prediction for Rasheen Ali. I mean, not even football mode, just a little bit.
I mean, just a little bit, but I'm not going to lie. If I am focused on it, it is the WVU Penn State game on Saturday. You know how big of a Mountaineer fan I am.
I know. And, that's not winning you fans that heard that Best Virginia thing. I mean, I calmed them down, but you rattled some cages on that. You know that, right?
I'm sure. I'd have nothing against Marshall. I love him. We work with him a lot.
No, it's fun.
Die hard. Old gold and blue.
It's completely fun the way it should be. Eden, thanks for doing this again. I'll talk to you next week, and let's hope that the Dirty Birds end on a high note with the season wrapping up. Good talking to you.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
That's Eden Douglas from the Charleston Dirty Birds. I'm going to get her to pick a Marshall score eventually. I'm going to get her to commit. She is a diehard Mountaineer, so she'll be fired up for the Mountaineers taking on Penn State. If you're fired up for the Herd opening up the season against Albany, I've got a chance for you to win tickets. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You better get those texts in now if you want to win. I've got 2 pair of tickets to give away. So I'm going to give 2 lucky fans an opportunity to go to the game on Saturday. All I want to know from you in return is how many rushing touchdowns you think Rasheen Ali will have. We'll hear from Coach Huff when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Gran Turismo and Michelin keep your dreams in motion with Labor Day savings between August 23rd and September 12th. Get up to $110 total savings via reward card or virtual prepaid card after online submission with the purchase of 4 select Michelin passenger or light truck tires. $70 tire rebate on all tire lines, plus $40 bonus rebate on Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires only. Gran Turismo, based on a true story, exclusively in theaters.
Call TikTok Tire today to take advantage of the savings. TikTok Tire, 2102 3rd Avenue, Huntington.
See www.michelinman.com/auto/deals, promotions, and rebates for complete details. Offer expires 9/12/23. Void where prohibited.
Are you tired of being just a number at a big bank? At Metro Community Federal Credit Union, we're all about people, not profits. We are owned and operated by our members, which means we can offer competitive rates on loans and lower fees. Plus, we reinvest back into our communities, helping to make a difference where it matters most. Make the switch to a member-focused financial partner today and experience the credit union difference. MetroCommunityFCU.com, Equal Housing Lender, member NCUA.
Summer may be coming to an end, but summer isn't over at Schooners. Picture this: sun on your skin, handcrafted cocktail in your hand, a delicious meal, and a beautiful view to go along with it. Bring your friends and family to dine on our open-air deck where you'll enjoy stunning views and cool breeze. Schooners is your ultimate summer escape right here in Huntington. Hang on to summer. It's still alive and thriving at Schooners. Find us on Facebook for more information. Schooners is located at 92 Buffington Street in Huntington.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I liked things to always be the same. Anything new or different would scare and upset me. I was very sensitive to lights and sounds. It was almost like I had bigger eyes and ears than everyone else. So I built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. I didn't like looking people in the eye. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'd throw big tantrums over little things like when my socks didn't match. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over. Until one day, I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Our text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Welcome back to the August 30th edition of Your Drive here at ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is where you enter to win tickets to go see the Herd take on Albany. That's coming up on Saturday. We're going to have the game for you right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. But if you'd like to go in person, all you have to do is text in. And the question of the day, how many rushing touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have? Is he going to have 1, 2, 4? You think he'll get more than 4? I think Coach would let him go off for 5 if he has that kind of day, or Coach bring him in after a certain point. I'm kind of curious to see how this goes. He might not get a single rushing touchdown. Albany might come in and have a pretty good defense and confound the Herd. We will find out Saturday. But if you want to go, that's your text of the day question. How many rushing touchdowns do you think Rasheen Ali will have on Saturday? Coach Huff addressing the media yesterday. I had a chance to catch up with him, and we talked to him for several minutes about certain things coming up to the game. If you were with us earlier, we were speaking with Rodger Wyland. He is the play-by-play announcer for the Albany Great Danes, and no depth chart. That's starting to become a trend. No depth chart. I even went on the Albany website to pull up the depth chart. Week 1's depth chart's there. Week 2 not, and the game notes were available, but that was it. So we're all playing the game of the depth chart now. That's the new thing. But we know about certain players, including Rasheen Ali. A lot of high expectations for him as the season is about to begin.
The last time I saw a running back kind of go into this year, this junior year-ish year, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know now with COVID, it was number 26 from Penn State. And I don't say that to compare them. I just say that because they both had the same approach in the offseason. It was a different approach. It was, I'm taking care of my body. It was, both of them are hugely religious. It was, I'm really spending time, getting myself mentally, physically ready to play. It was, okay, what does my body fat percentage need to be and why? And I'm working on that every day. It was asking different questions in the meeting. Saquon went on to have an unbelievable 2016 year, and in 2017 he had a great year. But that's the type of mentality. I can't speak for the execution. That's what we play the game for. But as far as the approach and the consistency in approach and the maturity in his approach, it's been off the charts. I mean, sometimes I look at the guy and I'm like, who are you? I mean, you were talking about a guy who would, come to practice and just kind of not be there, but, it was just like, hey, it's practice. I mean, now he's, counting reps and asking questions and doing things in practice to kind of, separate himself.
So Rasheen Ali is trying to become even a better version of Rasheen Ali. And Coach Huff talked about how the injury might have helped him in his approach. And he kind of singled him out among 3 or 4 players that practice at such a high level that you see where those performances are on Saturday. You know which players are having the best preparation time, the best practices, because they're having the best performance on game day. And Coach singled out a few of those players.
There's about 4 guys who are practicing at a elite level. Those are the guys that play well, right? Owen, Eli, Ali. Those guys are the guys who it's hard to see them do something wrong. Now, that doesn't mean they can't get better and all those things, but it's hard to see them not finish a play. It's hard to see them not bend down and tag off on the hip. It's hard to see them not chase the ball on defense. It's hard to see Ali not take the ball to the end zone every time. You know what I mean? So just his approach, I think the injury is probably the best thing to happen to him. Because if you think about it, the first time he touched football in college, he scored 4 touchdowns. That was easy. Yeah, he really didn't know how he did it. He just scored 4 touchdowns in a college football game. So you're talking about a kid that just came out of high school, had been in a redshirt year or whatever you want to call it, and the first time he gets in the game, he scores 4 touchdowns. Well, it's hard to say, okay, reel yourself back, and now you got to understand about taking care of your body. You got to understand about process. You got to understand about preparation. He's like, well, I just scored 4 touchdowns. I mean, how hard do I need to prepare? So I think the injury really helped him understand that there is more to the game. Taking every single day and being humble and appreciative is probably the more thing I've seen. He's humble and appreciative of every single day. Meetings, weight room, after practice, before practice, the whole 9.
That's Coach's scout on Rasheen Ali. How many touchdowns do you think he'll have? Will he get 4 against Albany? Or will that be reined in a little bit? Albany's pretty good on defense. We'll see how good they are. It is going to be a tall task for Albany stepping up in level to take on the Thundering Herd. That's a game that you can hear on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We'll go on the air at 3 o'clock with our pregame coverage. Kickoff set for 6 o'clock. From our text line at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter writes in, says Rasheen's going to have 2 touchdowns. So we are on the board with 2. And these are rushing touchdowns. How many rushing touchdowns? Not Cam throwing it out in the flat, finding him. I mean, that could count as well. But I'm just going to say hand the ball off. Here you go, Rasheen. Go get me a touchdown. 2 touchdowns. All right, that's a conservative number, but got to ease him into it. If you want a chance to win these tickets, and we'll have a random draw at the end of the program, you can text in as well with your prediction, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. And keep in mind, Rasheen Ali, keep in mind, you look at what he was able to do when he started for the Thundering Herd, and then you look at what he was able to do when he came back. He has, I think, outperformed expectations. In 2021, he rushed for 1,401 yards, led the nation with 25 touchdowns in 2021. And he was a first-team freshman, All-American by the Football Writers Association. And he did miss most of 2022 with an injury. He comes back, 273 yards in Marshall's final 3 games of the season, and he was the MVP of the Myrtle Beach Bowl with that win over UConn. He had 92 rushing yards there and a touchdown. So you look at what he's been able to do collectively. I think 2 is conservative if you're going to pick. You know, the Marshall single-season receiving leaders among running backs also is Rasheen Ali. 342 yards. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And, of course, all-time single-season rushing leaders, 8th. Marshall single-season rushing leaders, 8th on the list. 2021. You know who's ahead of him on that list? In order, Ron Darby in 1987 with 1,506 yards. That's a name. Of course, outstanding season from Kalen Laybourne in 2022 with 1,513. So, Laybourne shows up and really shows himself to be capable. Ahmed Bradshaw in 2006 with 1,523 yards. And then at number 2, and I only mentioned number 2, I'm skipping ahead, is Devin Johnson in 2014, 1,767 yards. Because number 4, number 3, and number 1, those years belong and those ranks belong to Chris Parker. Give the ball to Chris Parker and watch him go. Texter writes in, says, I think he's going to have 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 by pass. Okay, 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 in the air. So 4 touchdowns it is. And we're going to have a random draw here in just a moment to select our winners. Thanks for everyone who has texted in today for our ticket giveaway. We'll do that next game as well and all season long. And if it goes well, we'll try to do it for basketball season as well. But we're giving away tickets every single home game to go see the Herd. And for most of those games, we'll do text the win. We might do some social media stuff as well. But everything seems to be working out this way, and we'll keep that up. If you keep responding, we'll start giving more stuff away. So thanks for everyone who's participated this week. I'll be back with you tomorrow. The week continues. We'll get you set for Marshall and Albany for the remainder of the week. And then don't forget on Saturday, we'll have our pregame, more of a tailgate show than anything. I'm looking forward to being back on the West Lot. We'll be by Gate A. So I'll be able to see more of you on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for tuning in. I want to thank my guest, Rodger Wyland. He is the voice of the UAlbany Great Danes, and Eden Douglas. She's from the Charleston Dirty Birds. She handles all the promotions, marketing, and probably all jobs assigned. I thank both of them for being on the program today. Back with you tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Until then, have a great night, everyone.
WRVC Huntington, W227BS Huntington. This is your radio home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.